So thank you once again for hopping on with Mindset with Millionaire Mitchie. It's truly an honor to show up today, and be able to, spread awareness, spread wisdom, and most importantly, spread love. Thank you everyone for hopping on. I apologize for last week and the week before. I was not really feeling it too much, but today I'm here, and that's what matters, is just be able to show up even when you don't want to. So today's topic is really like straightforward. It's just basically to uplift and motivate, and to just drive you and have you thinking of like it is possible, and just be patient with yourself. So today's topic, I hope you guys are listening, you guys could hear me. So today's topic is how to remain the best you, right? This is just a reminder, like it's okay. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to, sometimes you're doing something today and then tomorrow you're back at zero. Like it's okay, because life is not always going to be the way we expected it to be. But as long as we have a positive mindset and we continue moving forward with faith, we would get through it, right? So I want you guys to know that how to remain the best you is to move in silence, right? Take care of your mind, body, and soul. You have to take care of your mind, body, and soul. Why? Because you're taking time to understand you, to take care of you, and also to just work with yourself, like work with your inner self, right? So also another thing to remain the best of you is picking be picky about who you let around you, right? That's very powerful, because you could have great intentions and those people around you may not. So it's very, you got to be very wise with who you surround yourself with, or who you give your time to. So work towards your goal as well, right? Work towards your goal every single day. Wake up telling yourself, I'm gonna work towards that goal, right? Decide and enforce your boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, people are not going to respect you. You got to set boundaries for yourself and for your mental health, and allow and be have actions over words. Be the person that takes action and not the one that speaks. Take action on what it is that you want towards those goals, right? Allow yourself to feel your feelings, but don't let that suppress, or do not let that determine who you are. Let them pass, right? Because a lot of times we tend to not feel what we're feeling and move past it, and then when something comes up, we're still feeling that, right? So focus on what you're doing now. Focus on what you're doing now, and just take time and dedication to do one thing at a time, right? Learn how to use your traits and skills effectively. Use your skills, use your talents, use your gift, because they're all given to you with a reason. So why not take advantage of that things, right? And then talk to yourself with positive affirmations. We have to speak to ourselves positively, right? In moments of difficulties, in moment of challenges, in moment of sadness, in moment of also goodness. Like it's not always gonna be bad. We also gotta talk to ourselves in every aspect in our life, in every area, right? And like that, we could have a positive mindset to look towards the situation or the circumstances or whatever it is that you're going through, right? And I want you guys to give yourself 6 months, 6 months for yourself, 6 months to just work on you. Give yourself 6 months to get into the habit of practicing radical self-care and self-love, right? Remember what I said earlier. Take the time to take care of your mind, body, and soul, right? If you have to delete apps, delete apps. If you have to block numbers, block numbers. Do what it is that you need to do to stay focused on yourself for the next 6 months, right? And wake up early. Wake up early so that you could tell yourself, I can do this for myself. And just challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to how you used to do things, so that you could tell yourself, like, I can do it, right? Another thing that you could do in the next 6 months is get dressed up, even if you're not going anywhere. Like, get dressed up and just do make yourself feel better. Like sometimes we be like, oh my god, I gotta go out. Like, no, just dress up for yourself and take pictures and make the best out of it. Or you can actually go out on your own. You don't have to go on a date with someone. You could actually go on a date with yourself, right? Another thing is that I could tell you for the next 6 months, eat healthy and journal. Have a spa day. Have a moment that you could take care of yourself when you're having a mental breakdown or when you're not having a good day. Take a moment to just do what's best for yourself in that moment, right? Exercise. Stay focused on the next 6 months and exercise for yourself, right? And this is your only life. If you don't take care of your life, you can expect to have certain results in your life. So do what you can. Love and enjoy every aspect of it, right? Do not continue waiting. Do not wait any longer, right? Because the time will never be right. You're gonna wait 5 years to pass and it's like, damn, I could have done this 5 years ago. So be the person that you always wanted to be. That's what you got to tell yourself every single time. I want to be that person. So what I have to do to become that person, right? So dedicate yourself 6 months, 6 months. Let's even shorten that up. Dedicate yourself 3 months, right? 3 months to work on you and then love and enjoy every aspect of it, right? And this would not be like any other time. Why? Because this time you will change. You will stick to the habits and you will see results. I guarantee that if you stick to it, you will see results. So have that positive mental attitude as in, I'm going to dedicate this time for me. And I want to be able to tell you guys that every month, do this journal, right? Journal this down. Ask yourself these questions. You can ask yourself, what do I want to focus on this month? So you can start breaking down everything and start like wandering around and trying to figure out, no, break down and take time and ask yourself these questions so that you can know what it is that you want out of the month, what is it you want at the date, right? So what do you want more of this month? Ask yourself that. What do I want more of this month? What are the goals for this month? How am I taking care of myself this month? In what areas can I grow this month? And then you could say, this month I am excited for, and just write down the things that you're excited for. You are the one that has the key to the vehicle to your life. You are the one that determines what you want to do and when you want to do it. So why not take actions and take the time to dedicate on what you really want and focus on it, right? And you could say to yourself every single new month, affirmation like, I welcome new opportunity into my life. I am on the right path. Everything always works out for me, right? I am aligned with my purpose. I radiate positivity and I attract good things. And you're going to attract it. Why? Because you're telling yourself these things every single day and you're thinking and you're believing that it is possible. So you're going to attract that. You have to become that person. You have to become that person regardless. You can't be the person that you was 5 years ago. It's not serving you any purpose today. So ways to better version of yourself. Ways to be a better version of yourself is to journal. I promise you guys that that's the best way to go. Like when you journal, when you're feeling something and you don't want to talk about it, just journal it down, write it down in your notes, write it down in your notebook. And you're gonna feel better because you're releasing all these thoughts, all these feelings. Another thing is that you could talk about your problems, right? Once you talk about your problems, you could be able to move on like, damn, okay, I feel way better. Whew, right? Listen to podcasts. Stop listening to music that is not uplifting you. I started doing that myself when I go to the gym. I listen to podcasts, things that is gonna make my mind focus. And sometimes I do switch it, to be on to feel amped up. But at times I started to do the whole podcast and I was just like, wow, it made me think about it differently as I was working out. Like I wasn't even focusing about working out because I was just listening to it, right? So that could be a positive way. Dress in a way that brings you confidence. You're the one that bring on your own confidence. You're the one that makes yourself feel better. So do little things like that, right? Reduce screen time. We so focused on wanting to be on social media for an hour, and that takes that 1 hour. We could do a lot of things that is positive, right? So reduce screen time, embrace failure, right? Do shadow work. That's something that a lot of people don't tend to do. We don't ask ourselves those questions that are so hard. But when we find ourselves in circumstances, we don't know how to go about it because we don't take time to do the shadow work, right? Read 10 pages daily. You could start with 5. You could start with 10. Read 10 days daily, and it's gonna change your way of thinking. Be mindful what you put in your body. Like I said earlier, eat healthy. Stop eating things that are making you feel like lazy, right? So do things that is gonna uplift you. This time of nowadays that we have to start working on our mind, body, and soul. I want you guys to take that so serious, because it's like, if we don't, we're gonna complain 5 years later, and we don't want to continue doing that, right? Do not procrastinate. Be willing to learn and grow, right? Accept help from others. It's okay to get help from others. Like, we tend to always be like, no, I got it on my own. Like, if you don't got it, ask for help. It's gonna save you time. Show up for yourself. The same way you show up for other people, show up for yourself. Appreciate yourself. Appreciate nature. Appreciate those around you, right? Appreciation is very important. Learn to accept criticism. Criticism that's gonna help you grow, not criticism that will bring you down. Surround yourself with quality people that are good, genuine people that have great intentions, that will pray for you, right? Good quality people, right? And I want to go ahead and help you guys to do shadow work. So these are the questions that I want you guys to ask yourself so that you could work on doing shadow work. You could journal this down. You could write this down. I will put it in the channel so that you guys can have it written down, as well as you are also listening to it and writing it down yourself. What emotions do I tend to respond, repress, or avoid, and why? Right? What emotions do I tend to repress or avoid, and why? In what ways do I tend to self-sabotage and or hold myself back? Right? Ask yourself these questions and really write them down and be like, okay, cool. I see this, I see that. And that way you can know how to move about it. Right? What are your biggest fears? And how do they affect your actions and decisions daily? Right? What negative belief or thoughts or thought patterns do I have about myself, or where they come from? What is something I've been avoiding or procrastinating on, and why? Right? What part of myself do I feel ashamed of or try to hide from others? How do I react when I feel threatened or vulnerable, and why? In what ways do I tend to overcompensate or seek validation? Hey, or seek validation from others? What part of myself am I afraid to acknowledge or face, and why? Right? Like, ask yourself these questions and do the shadow work. So like that, every single time you find yourself in situations, you know how to go about it, you know how to handle yourself, and you know what to think and what not to do, you know? So these things is gonna help you, believe it or not, figure things out in your life. This is gonna help you figure yourself out. So 12 things that I want you guys to always remember is the past cannot be changed at all. Opinions don't define your reality. Everyone enjoys and everyone's journey is different. Things always gets better with time. You're funny. Things always get better with time. Judgment are a confession of character. Overthinking will lead to sadness. Happiness is found within, right? Happiness is found within. Remember that. Positive thoughts create positive things. Smile are contagious. Smile is contagious. Remember that. You smile and someone else smiles. Kindness is free. You only fail if you quit. What goes around comes around. So these are things to remember. These are things to always have in mind. And I want you guys to also write journals, questions to yourself that will get back to yourself. One of them is, when do you feel the most connected to yourself? You could write these things down. Like, when do I feel more connected to myself? What does this feeling makes me feel? Right? Like, why am I feeling this way? Who makes you feel good about being you? What are the things that you do that make you forget to check your phone? What are the things that are stopping you to feel connected? And how can you remove these things? How you cultivate space for deep self-honesty. What makes you feel authentic, right? Can you create space to do more of these things? These are questions that you got to ask yourself to come back home to yourself, to be in tune with yourself. What are self-promises that you can make today to help you come back to you? Ask yourself these things, and I guarantee that you're gonna be able to feel better of where you at in life, and not just so negative about, damn, I'm not getting where what I want to be, I'm not where I want to be, I'm not doing what I love. So these are questions to come home to you and figure yourself out in the moment of difficulties. So usually I want to be able to give you Bible verses of what you say and what God says. So you could say, I can't figure this out. And God is going to say, I will direct your steps. Proverbs 3, chapter 3, verse 5-6. Right? You could say, I'm too tired. And God is going to say, I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28, verse 30, right? You're going to say, it is impossible. And God is going to say, all things are possible. Luke 18, verse 37. Nobody loves me. God is going to say, I love you. John 3, verse 16. You could say to yourself, I can't forgive myself. And God is going to say, I forgive you. Romans 8:1, right? And you're going to say to yourself, it's not worth it. God is going to tell you it is worth it. Romans 8:28. I'm not smart enough. God is going to say to you, I will give you wisdom. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 30. You can continue telling yourself, I'm not able. God is going to continue telling you, I am able. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8. You could say to yourself, I can't go on. And God is going to tell you, my grace is sufficient. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. I want you guys to write these verses so that you could go back. So whenever you are feeling these ways, you could go ahead and read the Bible and the verses, and it will make you feel better to be like, okay, cool. It's a reminder that God is always with me. You could tell yourself, I can't manage, and God's going to say, I will supply. I will give you supply to all your needs. Philippians 4:19. I am afraid, and he's going to tell you, I have not given you fear. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. You could say, I feel alone, and he will say, I will never leave you. Hebrews 13, verse 5. So these are things that we might say to ourselves, and the things that God will tell you in the moment of these things. So I want you guys to always go back to the Bible verses and just, read them and remind yourself that God is always with you, right? God is always with you in every moment of your life. I know that today's call was short, but it was just to show up, to be able to uplift you, to be able to guide you in the moments that you're not feeling the best, in the moment that you're questioning yourself, in the moment that you're just like, damn, why me? So I just came up today to just give you guys ways to work on yourself in the moment of difficulties, to inspire you and motivate you. So I want to end this call with a prayer, right? That I want you guys to tell yourself and to God. Dear God, I am ready to take the next step. I'm ready for change in my life. I am open to new opportunities and ideas set by you. I give you full permission to switch things around in my life and place things in order. Continue to guide me through everything that I do. Allow me to never look back and to cling onto my dramatic past. We are feeling up and moving forward. I am open to all possibility of having a better and healthier lifestyle, a righteous life, a life that you will want me to live. Allow this transition to be as smooth as possible for me. As I release the old and invite the new, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. I hope that you guys got to receive this call, this message, and this information that I got to share with you guys. I hope that you guys get to apply it as well, and not just listen to it, but also apply it. And, just look at the best of it. Just know that this is going to make you better. The way you work on yourself is going to make you better. It's going to get you closer to the version that you want of yourself and then you seek. So I hope that you guys get to enjoy this call. I see you guys next Saturday. Thank you for hopping on. And it's truly an honor to be able to show up. God bless you guys. I love you. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.